It's amazing the amount of people who think or will say to me, well, my credit is not where it needs to be. And we've done some interesting things with credit to get you where you need to be or to even close you without getting that credit score up, depending on the loan program. Listen, our goal is not just to be transactional. We need you to have a personalized roadmap to homeownership. In order for us to understand your situation and for you to have a stress-free environment, we need to have a conversation early. Why you should be talking to a lender like me now, even though you think you're not ready to purchase, on this episode of Major Money Matters. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Major Money Matters. If you are new to the channel, I welcome you to like, comment, and subscribe. But I want to talk about this because sometimes we're experiencing challenges in underwriting and getting people's file through the closing process. And some of these things could have been resolved if we just would have had a conversation up front and we discussed things so you knew what the expectations were and my team also knew what the expectations were. So I want to cover 7 reasons why we should be having a conversation now, although you think you're not ready to purchase yet. The first reason is we need to get a clear picture of your financial readiness. Now, sometimes people will estimate what they think they can afford, or they believe they can afford certain things because of how much money they bring into their household. But sometimes the way you see your income is not the way that a lender may see your income, or underwriting guidelines may allow us to account for your income. And that could be good and bad. I've seen this work out positively and negatively. So the first thing we need to do is get a clear picture of where you actually stand, not based on your perceptions, but based on what actual loan guidelines say. And the only way we can do that is if we have a clear and transparent conversation up front. So the first thing we need to do is get a clear picture of your actual financial standings. Number 2 is to build a relationship with my team. Now, I have an amazing group that actually supports me and supports you through the underwriting process. And what they're extremely good at is setting the right expectations. And all of them have bought homes while we had multiple other things going on, whether that is, dealing with children, dealing with, spouses being in multiple different places at one time. And they know how to navigate these things properly, and we know how to advise you on those things. We're just having a conversation up front, okay? And now, I will also say in that conversation, let's say you are somewhere and you happen to get, God forbid, shot while you are someplace doing something, and you get shot. If you get rushed to the emergency room, the doctor is not going to grill you about everything that happened while you were there. Their objective is to get you well and to save your life. Deal with the situation as it is and figure out how to get you to the next point. And that's pretty much what our conversation is. Sometimes people are embarrassed or have challenges with certain situations. We don't see people like that, okay? All we're doing is having a conversation with you, saying, hey, this is where we are, this is where we need to go. And that comes by forming relationships. So we have a clear, transparent conversation, whether that can be over phone or Zoom, and we just have a clear conversation about where you are and how to most efficiently get you to where you need to be. Our next reason is locking in on market conditions. Look, understanding the market is so important when you are purchasing a home, and understanding expectations. Right now we're in a situation where we have elevated interest rates. Should it be anyone's expectation that interest rates go back to 2 or 3%, where interest rates were maybe 4 years ago? My opinion would be no. However, I talk to many people that say, hey, I'm going to wait till interest rates go down, or wait to buy until interest rates go down. And the reality is prices are going up while interest rates are staying the same or going down a little bit, but not enough to make a substantial difference. So you need to understand the market, and that's what our conversation is going to be, helping you understand, hey, if interest rates go down a point, how does that help you, or how does that change your situation? But if interest rates go down a point while prices go up a point, you're probably at the same monthly payment. And we want to have that conversation with you and just help you understand the market in your particular area, or the particular area that you may be transitioning to. The fourth reason is we need to identify and fix credit issues early. And I say that, but also sometimes people think there are credit issues when they're not really credit issues. It's amazing the amount of people who think, or will say to me, well, my credit is not where it needs to be. And we've done some interesting things with credit to get you where you need to be, or to even close you without getting that credit score up, depending on the loan program. So we need to take a look at those things. And we can do your approval and look at your credit score on a soft pull where it does not interfere with the rest of what's going on in your score. So sometimes people are concerned with hard pulls on your credit. We can do this on a soft pull, just so we take a look at your bureaus, see what's going on, and then figure out a clear credit plan, or get you connected with our credit restoration team in order to help you get that score where you need it to be. Or say, hey, you know what? This is okay. We can live with this. Not ideal, but it's fine to help you get into a home. We can figure those things out early, but we need to talk about your credit and take a look at your credit situation. Next, listen, our goal is not just to be transactional. We need you to have a personalized roadmap to home ownership. Everyone's situation is different. We help about 150 to 200 people purchase loans every single year. And guess what? Every single path is different. Every loan is a little bit different. Every situation is a little bit different. So we need you to have a personalized roadmap for what's going to fit you and your family, because what worked for your friend might not actually work for you, because you may have been at your job longer, they may be self-employed, you may be W-2, their spouse's income may be different. There might be a plethora of things going on, and we can figure some things out, but we need a personalized roadmap for you and your particular situation. The sixth reason we need to be talking with you now is you need to understand all of your options. Look, if you believe there are only 4 loan programs to help you get into a home, I've got some, a wake-up call for you. There's like 104 different loan programs to help you get into a home. But we need to figure out how it fits you and for you to understand your options. We have so many options available for financing homes, whether that's, manual underwrites or bank statement loans or P&L loans if you're self-employed, understanding what you can do if you're a veteran and you're doing a VA loan, FHA guidelines, conventional guidelines, all of these things, all of these multiple options. And you just want a house, honestly, because when it was time for me to buy a house, I just wanted a house. I didn't care about the mortgage. A mortgage is a necessary evil, and I accept that, okay? But you want a house, and we have to figure out how to make these programs work so you understand all of your options. If you're just guessing, or if you're going by what you read on the internet, which is a lot of times is false, we could end up in a situation where you end up working down a path for 6 or 7 months and realize you were driving towards the wrong goal, and we should have another goal in mind for you. Finally, the reason we should be talking right now is because we want to reduce the stress of buying a home. Listen, this is a very stressful time. You're going to be moving from one place into another. You might be navigating situations with kids, with spouses, with different jobs. There's a lot of moving parts going on. We need to have a clear conversation with that, because by necessity, it's going to be stressful. Listen, a home is going to cost you $2, $3, $4, $5, $1 million. Okay, that's a lot of money. Okay, that monthly payment is going to be a lot of money. Probably going to be the most amount of money that you spend on a monthly basis. And we want you to have a stress-free, or as little as possible, as little stress as possible. Inherently, there is going to be stress because it is a lot of money, and we've helped walk people through this. But in order for us to understand your situation and for you to have a stress-free environment, or as little stress as possible, I should say, we need to have a conversation early, okay? So how early should we be having a conversation? I say at the beginning, okay? Whenever you're thinking about buying a house, you need to know what those situations are. Even if you're buying in a different state than you're in right now, You need to understand what those situations are, and we need to understand that with you so we can walk alongside with you and we have clear expectations of what's going to happen throughout this process. So contact us today. Okay. Even if you're a move up buyer, if you're selling and then moving, please, if you're selling and then moving to another place, the way you bought your house the first time might not work the second time, especially if you want to keep that house as a rental or something like that. We need to discuss these things and lay these things out, and we're happy to do it for you. Click the details of this video and click a time that we can connect that fits your schedule, whether it's phone or Zoom, whatever is comfortable for you. We want to help you transition through this process and help you move forward towards home ownership, whether it's your first home or your 101st home. God bless you. Thanks for taking the time to listen. See you next time on Major Money Matters.